A little while ago, we had a look at the fantastic FTX Tracer. Now, this thing is also known across the world as the Hyboxin 16889. Now, everyone out there already knows that this little 1/16th scale monster truck is one of the best ways into the RC hobby. Today, we're taking a look at the Truggy version. This is the brushless 16890A. Now, I think the real question here is this going to be better than the monster truck? Well, as you see there, it does sit a little bit lower than the monster truck, so we should see better handling. So guys, stick around because we're going to see if this little Truggy can be better than the world's best cheap and durable RC monster truck. So this little Truggy is no stranger to the channel. I have actually featured it before, but in its brushed form. Now, this was a little while ago. I tested out the brushed version and it performed great. Now, it took all the abuse I threw at it at a skate park and I was really pleased with its performance. Now, these trucks all face a very similar issue. They all come with these horrible friction shocks. Now, you can buy the Pro Brushless version of the monster truck. I can't remember if you can buy the Pro Brushless version of the Truggy. I will need to look into that. But these shocks are horrible. Just take a look at this. They're so bouncy, but I do have a solution. And the solution is you can buy a very cheap set of oil-filled shocks to completely transform the handling of these little trucks. Now, the kind guys at Rochester RC recently sent me the Tracer monster truck to feature on my channel, and while it performed great, the handling was terrible. Now, the guys at Rochester RC were kind enough to send me out a set of upgraded shocks after they see my video, and I've now fitted them to the FTX Tracer, and it has really improved performance. Now, regular viewers of my channel know exactly how I feel about friction shocks. I just don't feel like they should be included on any RC cars anymore. Oil-filled shocks are so cheap, I don't know why they do it. Now, the good news is the upgraded shocks for these cars are so cheap and easy to fit, and they're definitely a worthwhile first upgrade. So this is the box, and pretty much everything is exactly the same as the monster truck, but I'll quickly run through what you get in the box now. So in the box, obviously, we've got the Truggy itself. We've got the really nice Hyboxin transmitter. I absolutely love these things. They feel nice to hold. You've got a speed adjustment switch, and they only take 3 AA batteries to get you up and running. Also in the box is the optional wheelie bar, some LED lights, and we've also got the rear wing. We have got a black and white manual, some spare body clips and a USB charger. We've also got the decal sheet, and you will have to apply the decals yourself. Now, when it comes to the battery, we've got a 1500 mAh lithium ion, which is a bit different to the 1000 mAh 2S LiPo that I got with the FTX Tracer. Now, if I've missed anything, I will leave a link down below so you can head over to Banggood and check out the full spec of this little car. Back to the little Truggy then. Now, as usual, we've got that lovely flexible Hyboxin plastic. Really nice, and that's one of the reasons why I love these little cars so much. They're so nice to drive, and they're ideal for beginners because they can really take all the abuse. We've got that lovely flexible rear wing. Just look at that. Lots and lots of flex. As you can see, I have also fitted the optional wheelie bar there. Let's get the body off and have a look underneath. So underneath the body, we've got our electronics. Now, we've got a 25 amp ESC, a 3800 kV brushless motor, and what's really nice is we have got a normal 3-wire servo, which is really handy if you want to upgrade later. Now, you can see in the battery tray there, I am going to be using the 1000 mAh LiPo instead of the lithium ion because I want to get the best performance possible out of this little Truggy. Now, I have covered all the chassis features lots of times on these little cars, but we'll go over it very briefly again anyway. Now, we've got plastic CVDs at the front, but we do get metal dog bones on the rear. I'm not quite sure why we couldn't have metal drive shafts on the front. I don't see how that would be that much more expensive, but it is what it is. Now, as you would expect, we've also got ball bearings throughout, but this one doesn't have metal diffs. It does in fact have plastic diffs. Now, if we go back to the box, you can see all the optional upgrades are listed on there. Now, you don't necessarily have to spend out on all of the upgrades. The one upgrade I would say that you should definitely do is definitely those shocks, because they are just terrible. And once you've done that, this will be a completely different Truggy. Now, if you're looking to buy one of these, definitely get that shock upgrade. And if you're in the UK, you can get them here. You can get them from Rochester RC. And if you use code beyondRC, you'll also get 5% off your order, and you'll also get free shipping. And if you're not in the UK, don't worry, because I'll also leave some links to Banggood. So back to the little Truggy then. Now, this has also got a metal centre drive shaft. Apart from that, I think we've pretty much covered it all. Again, I will leave a link down below if you want to check out the full spec. Now, I'm not going to be doing a speed test on this today because I know it's going to achieve speeds very similar to the monster truck. Now, with that, I managed to achieve a speed of 22 miles per hour, which is actually a really decent speed considering the size of these little cars. So there's only one thing left to do. We need to see how this little thing performs. So we're going to get it off road and we're going to see how it gets on. So here we go then, first test of the HBX 16890. This is the brushless version. Really cool little trucks. But again, those friction shocks are terrible. It just makes it so bouncy. And I'm going to try and show you what I mean now. Now I'm going to drive a little bit slower. I want you to try and see how much it does bounce around. I am on very bumpy terrain over here. It's not unusable, but it does subtract from the performance of this car, especially the handling. You need to get a set of oil-filled shocks on this thing straight away. And once you've done that, well, it's probably one of the most durable, beginner-friendly trucks you can ever get. This and the monster truck. Right, I know when it comes to the running footage, it can get a bit boring. So let's just cut to the action footage. So there we go then guys, that was the HBX 16890A. Now as you see on the running footage there, it did perform really well, but the one thing letting it down, again, is those friction shocks. Now I really don't know why they include horrible friction shocks anymore, because oil-filled shocks are so cheap. But I kind of know why they do, because they want you to spend out on the upgrades. This is where a lot of RC companies make most of their money, is from the spare parts, and it's from the upgrade parts. Now I think if you're just starting out in the hobby, there isn't really many better options out there. This or the monster truck, you really can't go wrong. Now if you're after something a little bit bigger and you've got a little bit more money to play with, I would definitely consider the 901A, the desert buggy, because that is larger, it will handle a lot more terrain, and it also comes with metal shocks straight out the box. And if you've got even more money to spend, definitely consider the HBX 2996A, the 1/10 scale extra small mini monster truck that I featured recently, because that thing is an absolute beast. It's fully loaded right out the box. It also has a center diff, and the handling, well, it's just fantastic. Now I will leave links down below to all the cars I've mentioned in today's video. There is definitely something for everyone, and I know when you're just starting out you don't really want to spend a huge amount of money because you don't know if you're going to like the hobby, and cars like this are perfect to give you a taste to see if you even like it. Now I know a lot of people are against these cheap cars, but they're ideal for beginners, and once you're into the hobby, well, you can then move up to the bigger brands. So we're going to leave the video there today. I really hope you enjoyed seeing this little Truggy in action, and if you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also hit that like button, and don't forget to drop a comment down below and let me know what you think of this little Truggy. Cheers for watching, see you on the next one. Take care. Now don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed today's video, then why don't you check out the FTX Tracer, also known as the HBX 16889. Click the top video to do that now, or if you want to see a lot more options, click the bottom video to check out my top 10 cheap RC cars of 2023.